in Queensland, I think there's a vast difference of install standards, right? I generally say just avoid subbies,
100% it's Russian roulette, and it's going to be worse up here when you don't have anyone looking over it.
Okay, today I've brought in my mate Pat Southwell, who's a Victorian solar inspector.
Yep, licensed electrical inspector.
Licensed electrical inspector, yeah. So
Thanks for having me here.
I've got no idea what that is because we don't have that up here. And so I wanted to come in. We've just done a podcast for your channel together, but I thought we had an interesting chat about, it came up about the difference between Victoria and Queensland as far as inspections go.
Yep.
And so I thought I'd hash that out because we've had a bit of an interesting chat about it.
Yeah, we have. Well, I mean, I can sort of quickly explain the way it works in Victoria. So we've got, I'm a licensed electrical inspector, and you need to have a licensed electrical inspector with also another classification, which is called the RE endorsement. So anyway, I won't bore you with acronyms, but what that means is anytime an installer does a job, they need to have it signed off by a licensed electrical inspector, and we need to go out and physically inspect all of these systems to get the certificate of compliance. And without that, you're not able to get your STCs or anything like that.
Sure, which is your rebate, basically, yeah.
Pretty much is.
Yeah, so every job gets inspected by someone like you.
That's right.
Who is ridiculously thorough in your inspections.
Well, we have to be because we're also, I've got a license to protect myself as well. So it's important to me and my livelihood to make sure I'm not missing things, because if I miss things, I can get pulled up on that too. But
how long do you spend on a job, like a standard resi job?
Standard resi job. So if I'm doing a prescribed inspection like I spoke about, it's sort of usually anything from sort of 40 minutes to, I mean, they can go, 6, not too many would be more than an hour. Sometimes with a 2-story or 3-story, something difficult, it can be longer. It's about 40 minutes to an hour, something like that.
One thing I thought that was really interesting you brought up is, like here, as you've seen, we've got all different ways of doing quality control of our guys. We're all in-house electricians. We're running the 3 electricians in the office, making sure everything's right, toolbox talks, making sure we get the right gear. There's a lot of work into making sure there's a quality install. And then once we leave the job, that's it, right? No one inspects us at all. So it's just up to me to know that our job's going to last 10 years so I don't have warranty issues and know I've got happy customers,
Yeah, absolutely.
But not all companies work like that. A lot of the big, TV sales companies or smaller outfits just, all they need is a flashy website and a subcontractor to go and whack it up.
Yeah.
These guys might be, just out of their apprenticeship, just got their contractor's ticket, and there's no kind of quality control.
Yeah.
That's different in Victoria.
Yeah, that's right.
Options.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, I feel like I do provide that service of being quality control for the installers.
Yeah.
As part of the service, I'm not just signing off certificates. I'm actually giving them feedback on what they could do better. Hopefully not giving too many defects, because it can look bad for me if I've got installers that are doing bad installations. So usually we try and go for a more educational approach and say, this is, maybe you could do this better next time, or every now and then you've got to send them back to fix it. But yeah, it's another layer of QA. It helps the quality of the systems in Victoria.
So such a vast, like in Queensland, I think there's a vast difference of install standards, right? Between the top guys in the industry and the guys that have just started up.
Yeah.
Massive gap, and it's sort of buyer beware,
For sure.
Watch out, that you're not, I generally say just avoid subbies, which is a little bit unfair for the subbies, but it's Russian roulette, You
don't know what you're going to get. I find that too. I mean, we do, even though the bar has been raised in Victoria, even some of the quite, I suppose, maybe poor and unscrupulous type companies, they're still out there and they're still selling systems. But I feel like even though, even some of the cheaper systems, you can get a good install, but you're right, 100% it's Russian roulette, and it's going to be worse up here when you don't have anyone looking over it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd hate to think of some of the shortcuts that get taken out there to save a few bucks, or just because they're uneducated, I guess, on what to do.
Yeah, I can actually, that's a good point. I can actually see, even just with some of the models you've made upstairs that you showed me before, just the way you're looking at doing your installations, and I can tell there's a lot of time and quality that goes into it. Like, I haven't done an inspection of any of your systems, but I can tell just the way you've got these models set up, and they're done to a really high standard. And if that was an installation in Victoria, I'd be more than happy to sign it off.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. Maybe we should get you to inspect one of our jobs one time, like you did with Jake. So
maybe you should think about, maybe you should expand to Victoria. Have you ever thought about doing that?
Yeah, no, it's too cold down there. So,
No, fair enough. But yeah, it seems like the quality I can see from the installation certifications that you've done is a really, really high standard. And that's important. And it's important to me as an inspector for the installs that I inspect. It's my reputation as well. So I'd be more than happy to, if you were in Victoria, I'd be more than happy to do inspections to the standard of that quality, most definitely.
Yeah, so it's really interesting to find that out, that how the level has lifted with inspections in Victoria. I'm hoping they're going to bring it on here.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming. We've just sat down for over an hour having a really long chat about this and a few other things, Solar Edge and stuff like that.
Yep.
On your new podcast that you've just done a half dozen episodes.
Yeah, well,
one was it?
We just recorded episode 5. It's Solar Sidekicks. So I'm doing that at a community radio station, which is Radio Carrum. And that's just near where I live in Victoria, just a community radio station, and I'm just getting people from the solar industry in.
It's a really good first 4 episodes.
Yep.
The 5th one is the best one yet.
Well, let's see. Hopefully it will be.
Yeah, so we'll put some a link down in the show notes, and if people want to check that out. So
no worries. Thank you.
Great. Thanks for coming in, Pat.
No problem. Thanks a lot, mate.
Okay.